Hey, what's going on, guys? We are live, episode 5 of the Four Fanatics. Derek.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm MJ.
Zingo.
The legendary coach.
The legendary Montville Recreational coach.
The legendary dad.
The winningest record of any coach.
That's right. 38-2 over 4 years.
The greatest drafter of all time.
But he didn't draft me. He missed a gem. Any pick that he skipped to me was a miss.
You sound like Antonio Brown right now.
You know, in rec league, full court press. That's all I can say. You win every game.
That's true. I hated that.
We were just too good.
I hated facing full court press because I could never.
With Junior in the back, too.
I'd have to give up the ball so
unstoppable.
quick. I'd have to give up the ball so quick. I'd have to give it up to like Trevor Lamarand. It was just like I didn't like doing that. Ugh. All right, so Pats are in the wild card.
What did you have
So
to,
how about this?
hold on.
How about this? Let's talk about the Seahawks and the Eagles first. Okay. This is just my opinion. Wanted to get you guys' opinion. How can they bring Marshawn Lynch back one game before? What I don't know is, was he under contract? Because you can bring anybody in. That doesn't seem right.
He wasn't under Seattle contract.
He wasn't actually retired. He was just kind of like a free agent.
So you can bring anybody in one game before the playoffs? Let's think about that for a minute.
The Raiders didn't have his rights anymore, from what I understand, so anyone could get him.
And anybody has a right to come out of retirement. It's just a matter of anybody. Jerry Rice could come out of retirement right now, but nobody would get him. I mean, anybody could come out of retirement.
You run into the situation where, like, so if Andrew Luck came out right now, the Colts still have his rights because he was under contract.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch wasn't under contract
he played for the Raiders.
So he played for the Raiders and got like released and retired, and they didn't keep his rights.
So he can come back one game before the playoffs. I don't know if that's right.
It's a weird thing, though.
It really is.
Because if Gronk were to come out of retirement right now, we can't use him until next year.
Right. But if he came out of because he came out against contract.
If he came out against the Dolphins, he could play in the playoffs.
I think so. Yeah. There's like a deadline for him to put in his paperwork, and obviously it's
he put in his paperwork way before, but Marshawn never put his paperwork in. He just said he was retired, but he never put paperwork in. So you have to put it in for week 11. I may be wrong on that, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's way before, but Gronk put in his paperwork.
I think either way, this is his final games, though, because this is like his second time retiring, right? I mean, coming out of retirement. Isn't this his second time coming out of retirement?
Yeah, he retired after he left the Seahawks. He retired really quick, and then he said he wanted to be in the Raiders.
Yeah,
and then he left after the Raiders were a mess.
I'm going to say that it's his final game. If he's playing this final game, it's going to be his final game at the Link.
I think he wants a
Eagles are going to defeat the Seahawks. What do you think, Derek?
Betting odds have Seahawks winning by 1.5.
Right?
That's how close.
By 1.5. Think about that. 1.5.
That's crazy.
Derek betting odds.
And why is that?
Literally.
Probably
because they're going to the Link field.
The Link.
That does so much for them. Honestly, them barely winning the worst division in football like ever helps them out so much with home field advantage.
I think what people are overseeing, though, is they got killed by the Dolphins. Everybody counted him out, and then Carson Wentz just became Superman. Really, these last few games he's played great,
and they have no receivers that's so impressive. They literally have
Alshon Jeffrey's all they got, really,
and he's been injured most of the time. He hasn't even been that good. They've been running like 3 receivers the last few weeks, and they've been.
Carson Wentz could definitely use some help.
And Nelson Aguilar, he shows that he can be like really really reliable, but he's been
injured.
He's been dropping lots of passes when he's healthy too.
He's been injured. Zach Ertz has had a down year this year. It's been over that. What's really been saving that Eagles team is that defense has been really good this year.
And Miles Sanders has been great.
He's only turned on the last few weeks, and then Boston Scott came out of nowhere last week with a really strong performance.
And that's one of the things great that you see. You see sometimes these practice players come up and they just, they're on a practice team and then they just explode.
Like against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Matthews. Remember Matthews came and he destroyed our secondary, and he was working
out of his Foot Locker job
the week before,
and he was a Super Bowl MVP candidate.
The week before,
could you imagine? Somebody literally bought shoes from that guy a week before he was tearing up the Patriots secondary on a national TV game.
He was unreal.
The biggest game of the year.
I remember when there was like a meme that came out the next day. It was him doing his touchdown celebration, and they photoshopped OBJ on his head, and they were like,
"Oh yeah, I remember that."
Yeah, that shit was so funny. That was my favorite Super Bowl too.
So
over the Falcons,
because the Falcons was exciting.
Well, it wasn't enjoyable for most of the game.
Yeah, but the Seahawks game was exciting from the start.
Yeah. And it was that end was the biggest roller coaster.
It was just a slugfest.
You went from, they're just going to hand it off to Marshawn, the game's over, to the pick. to the fight that happened at the end. I was like, what? This is the most chaotic 20 seconds.
The thing that made me like lose my mind is after they got the pick, they have to knee it and they're like in the end zone. I'm like, oh god, what if it's a safety? This game will be bananas. Oh my god,
that's what I was thinking.
I was like, they're gonna kick it to freaking God who knows, and he's gonna return it or something.
The thing I remember most about that game, that Falcons Patriots game, is that I was at a big family party and they had like one of those big boards of this guess the score line. You all put in like $10 and the big person wins like $1,000. And my great aunt asked me what the score line was gonna be. I was off by 3 points by the Patriots win by 3 points. And everyone was so surprised. And I was like, yes. Yeah, at first I got so sad, and then and then the Patriots started coming back, and then I messed up by like 3 points or whatever.
The thing I'll never forget about the Falcons Super Bowl is I missed the pick six. Like I saw it late because I was like watching it on my phone.
Oh, the one where Brady was kind of looking silly when he.
I was watching it on my phone, and because I was grounded at the time for whatever. I would have been at your house.
One of the 1,000 times.
Sorry, Mom.
Millions.
The year you said I couldn't watch the Super Bowl, I watched it anyway. This is the first time I've broke that news. But anyway, so yeah, I'm watching it, and Bernie says in the chat, he's like, oh no. And I look and I'm just watching it, and then Brady throws the pick six, and then I text MJ, I'm like, this is scary, and he was like, I stopped watching or something. He was
what happened was when it was 28-3, when it was officially 28-3, I didn't stop, like I didn't go upstairs or anything. I just went, I had to go into the bathroom, and I'd been holding it, but I was like, I'm just going to the bed, and I just took my time, and then I came back out, and it was 28-10.
Holy shit.
And
Can you remember at that time what?
No, I didn't come out when it was 28-10.
Do you remember during that game what I kept saying to you? Do you remember it by any chance?
Believe.
Faith.
I just kept saying, like, if any team was able to do this, it's the Patriots.
The New York Football Giants.
It's just like
that's what team could do it. Eli Manning at the helm.
It's not that I didn't believe in them. It's just like it's hard when you're down 28-3 in the Super Bowl. I mean, there's a difference between faith and like try not to disappoint yourself.
Yeah,
I was just trying to accept it. I was like, there's no way. That's the biggest deficit. And then you knew they were gonna have to go into overtime. That had never happened. It just didn't seem like it was gonna be a possible thing.
And I think it's different.
Tom Brady.
I think it's different. Not to get into a generational thing, but I will. You know, back in my day, of course, the Sox sucked. The Patriots sucked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You had to have faith because that's the only thing that you had.
I learned. I'm sorry.
No, go right ahead.
I learned the hard way. For the Seahawks Super Bowl, I was doubting like crazy. Like after the catch, I was like, God, that happened again. They choked.
I said the same thing.
And then when they won, I was like, I'm never doubting them again. That's it.
The headphones are messing up your hair, just so you know.
It's whatever.
It's kind of neat. It's like a duck's ass.
And then the Falcons, I was like, you can never count them out in those games. And then even in the Eagles game, after Brady fumbled the ball like late in that game, I was like, oh, they'll still get it. I was like, they'll still get it.
Derek, what's the line in tonight's game with the Titans and the Patriots?
Give me
18
years to find it. I'm scrolling through this long list I have because it never.
Dad, Derek on this podcast
only likes to talk about betting odds.
Every time that we're trying to start something new, he's like, well, let me get the betting odds in.
So that's cool.
4.5. It's Patriots win by 4.5.
I don't think it's going to be that close.
I don't.
Yeah, because the Titans are stomping it in town.
You know what you didn't even say?
Mike Vrabel has no playoff games.
You know what you didn't even say? You said we have to stop Brown and who else did you say?
AJ Brown,
the 7'8" monster of a running back.
Derrick Henry, man.
The man's taller than the whole time.
You know what? We stopped Marshawn in the Super Bowl. He only had like one.
He had over 100. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Well, you know what was
he ripped us up good enough.
What was strange last week was this stat. I don't know. MJ and I saw it glancing on the TV. So the one factor that the Patriots have tonight that may come into play is Belichick, who not even arguably, let's face it, he's the best coach of all time, is like, what is he, like 354-71, but against his ex-players that are coaches, he's 12-12.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know,
it's because they have the footage on the team. That's why.
But I think if they hold Derrick Henry to, if they don't
220 rushing yards.
Nah, if they give up no more than one touchdown to him, they'll be okay.
They're gonna have a plan.
7 points from Derrick Henry isn't gonna.
They definitely have a plan. Yeah. I mean, it's the Patriots.
And Belichick making a plan. I mean, he was He probably hasn't slept for 6 days coming
No
up
way.
with this plan.
Well, dude, this is my theory. I think they work on the postseason playbook, because every year going
Beforehand?
they know they're gonna go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're just they're trying to get there. So I think they work on that in the off season. I think they work on the playbook. They start getting it ready.
No,
for the playoffs.
I probably would agree. That's a good point.
Because you got to think about it, their offensive playbook. If you just remember how they've played in the past few postseasons, it's so advanced, the stuff they do. Oh. And for all those guys every year to perform that well as like a whole in the offense, they have to do it like during the offseason. And I guess we'll see tonight. Like if the offense really clicks tonight, that kind of just proves it. And this is my prediction. I think they're gonna get the ball in N'Keal Harry's hands like early and often.
I love N'Keal Harry.
Honestly, people. You could call me crazy. I think this is just fact. He is our biggest playmaker on offense right now.
He is. I like him a lot. I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do for us in the future.
They drafted him to be the playmaker to replace Gronk. Obviously, we don't know how good Nick Harry's gonna be, but that's what the plan was clearly because Gronk's just such a huge loss. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be based on no fact but a gut feeling. I think Dorsett's going to have a big game tonight. Don't know why, based on nothing, but I think he's going to.
I could see that. Okay. He had a good season. I think he's gone after this year, though. That's the thing. Because I think he showed his worth, and somebody's going to go grab him.
Titans' defense is questionable. It's not really that. It's not like it's a middle tier defense.
Nothing scary about it.
But like
Butler's going to get chewed up if he plays.
The main problem, like I said, is 7'8".
Ryan
300
too.
pounds of old man. Derrick Henry.
They have Logan Ryan.
They have Adoree Jackson though, he's pretty good.
They have a pretty good team. They really do.
Their offense is what really is the scary part. Cause Ryan Tannehill's really turned it on out of nowhere this season.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's because he's had such a bad team in Miami for so long. Everyone kind of gave up on him, and he went to Titans.
Well, he tore his ACL like twice.
But he was not playing good in Miami at all because he had nobody.
He had literally no one.
I mean, I don't think with the team that Miami's had for this year and the past few years. It's
been one of the best teams.
So hard to have a good quarterback.
Miami's starting to actually turn their team around.
They did.
Because they're getting all these young players in. They're getting all their veterans out. They're loading up on draft picks.
Listen to this. They have over $100 million in cap space, so they're going to sign a couple big free agents this offseason.
Probably.
Tom Brady to the Dolphins.
That's one of the theories, man.
Could be.
People have been saying that. You know that?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Brady and
the
Teal?
world would be upside down. You know what? I don't know. Like, if he went to the Dolphins and brought them to the playoffs, holy crap.
The Dolphins are not a playoff team, no matter what you say.
Not until they have Brady.
You know what, though? How about this? They won their last 4 games, correct? And then they fire everybody except the head coach.
They're really trying to start new. They're playing.
Well, I think they want to keep Flores because it's year 1, and he turned around a disastrous season into like a really mediocre season.
Just like how the Browns just got rid of Kitchens. I think they should have held on to him at least one. They
need a coach that can.
When you got Odell having 4 touchdowns, dude, you got.
I guess. So I feel like part of that is on Baker too.
Yeah, but you got so many personalities in that locker room, and Freddie Kitchens is just not that vocal guy that they.
Yeah.
He's not a vocal guy. He's just sitting at the buffet all the time.
Had a head coach job before that?
No.
I don't
so
think
that's
so.
why you can't just throw him into the fire.
Speaking of head coach, you want Josh McDaniel?
I mean, I'll take him.
You'll just take him. He'll turn the friggin' Giants around.
He's gonna take a car ride to New York and then turn around. He's gonna get the Patriots.
His top 2 candidates are the Browns and the Giants, which I don't know why he'd go to either of those.
I said it before, dude. There's no way he would have taken that Colts job if.
He took it and then he left.
Yeah. He would have stayed there if there was not something promised.
He was named their coach.
Well, what was promised was $4 million a year as an offensive coordinator.
No, but I mean, like, he's got to be like the future New England Patriots head coach.
Maybe, but Belichick's never going to leave.
That's why I think that's the reason I think why Josh McDaniels may leave is because. Well, I understood he got promised the next head coaching job at New England, but Belichick may coach until he's 110.
I mean,
they may bring him out in a wheelchair.
Think about how advanced
Josh McDaniel, I'm calling right now.
He'll just be in a computer.
Who wants the Cleveland job? I wouldn't even take the Cleveland job.
The Cleveland job's so interesting because, like I said, there's so much talent on that team.
It's a dumpster fire.
Well, no, what you said about the personalities is very accurate.
If
I mean,
you have those personalities together, think about you have Jarvis Landry and OBJ that are 2 receivers that made history in some of their receiving stats the first few years.
Right.
You have Baker Mayfield that had a sophomore slump, but he's not a bad quarterback.
You got Myles Garrett who's hitting people with helmets.
You got David Njoku that's not a bad tight end.
Kareem Hunt.
You got one of the worst.
Kareem Hunt who's kicking girls in the head.
Yep.
You got Nick Chubb back there, one of the best running backs in the league. You got
a horrible name, by the way.
Nick Chubb's a good guy.
A horrible name.
You got a terrible offensive line, but then you got a good. It's a good team. That's why if you get the right coach that can get those personalities together, it's hard because they got the Ravens in the division.
If the decision was
maybe a playoff team.
If the decision was up to the fans, who would you pick for the Giants' next coaching position?
It would have been
Ron Rivera's off the
Garrett.
Probably McDaniels.
Would you be upset or happy with Garrett?
I wouldn't be either, other than I know we'd probably get at least 8 wins.
They got
and
Gronk
go
on the
8
TV.
every year.
It's mediocre.
Yeah, this is the NFL greatest games of 2019. It's the Chiefs and Patriots.
Oh, that was one.
Yeah,
that might be the greatest game I've ever seen in the playoffs.
I'm trying to think who would be a good coach. They have Matt Rule from Baylor that used to be in the Giants system that they're talking about.
Urban Meyer might come to the NFL. That would be a good coach.
But they're saying that will be a Cowboys or Browns position.
Yeah, but think about his health. I would question his health. Urban Meyer. You know, if he thinks college is stressful and he has to take a break, that's nothing compared to the NFL, I think. Although college football is big time when you get into those teams. You
take kids to men, and that takes a lot on you, honestly.
Right. And you got paid men who think they're better than everybody
and then
with
if
attitudes.
If you go to Alabama, you take kids to very big, very strong men.
Correct.
Because they're just unbelievable.
So speaking of that, we might as well touch upon it. Who do you think is going to win the national championship?
Clemson.
The Natty.
Do you think Clemson's going to beat LSU?
I do.
Why?
Because I just think Trevor Lawrence is just all he wants to do is win. I just feel like that guy's unstoppable.
You think Joe Burrow is overrated?
He's lost 2
also?
games since
That's
his
what I'm
sophomore
saying.
year.
Trevor Lawrence,
you?
man,
You think
he is.
Clemson?
I think
LSU.
LSU.
Trevor Lawrence is a machine. That's my
I think
only
it's going to
reason.
be a great game, but Joe Burrow had 8 touchdowns last game. I think he's just on such a hot roll right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop him.
Well, did you say like LSU could win the NFC East?
They could.
Well,
the Seahawks probably give a run for the money.
I think Montville High School.
No,
could
not that NFC East.
no, not even that can save it.
You know who could win the NFC East? St. Thomas More.
Probably.
Do you know what he's talking about, Derek? That first time that you said St. Thomas More beat Duke.
That was the best thing on your first. St. Thomas More beat Duke.
I forgot about that. We were sitting here looking it up confused. Like it was a possibility.
I'm gonna say Derek got confused. It wasn't St. Thomas More. It was Saint somebody.
It was Saint someone. That's close enough.
It's probably St. Thomas.
Yeah, it's probably the St. Thomas.
Yeah.
You know how many schools probably named St. Thomas?
St. Joe, St. Mary, St. Thomas,
St. Francis,
St. Zingos.
Team from Montville beat Duke.
St. Thomas More has always had good kids.
So I think
it's not like it's a bad program.
No,
I think Marshawn's actually gonna I think he's gonna have a breakout game. Like I think he's gonna have like 10 carries for like 80 yards and a couple touchdowns.
10 carries is a breakout game.
I mean, 8 yards per carry on 10
hasn't
carries
carried
and
the
2
ball in
touchdowns.
2 years.
After a
He's
year
carrying
off, that is a
Skittles and
breakout
cheeseburgers around. Never mind footballs. There's so many good games.
Yeah, I want to know what his training has been like. Like, I want to know what Marshawn's been doing.
How many cheeseburgers can you eat in a
game.
minute?
He's probably just been lifting weights.
Yeah.
While we're at it, why don't we just bring back Jerome Betts too? I mean,
oh
Jesus.
my gosh!
I just have one question.
Brian
one
Westbrook.
more question. Do you? It's about football. Do you guys think that AB will ever play another snap?
Yes,
I do.
I don't think there's going to be another team that takes a chance on him.
You know who's going to take a chance on him? The Cleveland Browns.
He's just like he keeps messing up. Like the Saints genuinely had interest in him, and a lot of things that I was seeing that a lot of people were like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" Is he posted a picture of his free agency, like the free agency,
his workout sheet.
Yeah, the sheet, and you're not supposed to do that. And it's just he's so post happy. He's just weird now, man.
I don't feel like anything he's doing is like big enough. You gotta keep in mind when he's in the NFL, he is the best receiver in the league.
I know, but he's going crazy.
Like, and it's not that close.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying anything about his ability. I'm just saying the way he acts is like teams are hesitant because if they weren't, he'd be on a team right now.
See, and not to go back.
Well,
go
ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
it's
go
mostly
ahead.
The Saints couldn't sign him because if they signed him, he'd be put in the exempt list.
Yeah,
he's on
he'd be
investigation. That's it.
They wouldn't be able to play him
yet.
yet.
I won't be surprised if it'll be a while.
If he wasn't being investigated for those accusations, he'd be in the league. 100%.
And then he'd probably get kicked out again. He'd do some stupid crap.
And I was just going to say, not to make this a generational thing, but that's one of the biggest differences between your guys' generation and mine is back then, there was no social media. There was no way you could watch, the Saints on a Sunday on your TV with an NFL package and things like that. There was no these players couldn't get in trouble, and if they did, it wasn't publicized like it is nowadays. So you have your opinion based on these guys doing stuff, and most of it is attitude driven, thinking I'm better than most people. I can post my my sheet and so on and so forth. And that's the biggest difference. I don't know why I just threw that in there, but you guys have access to information and stats instantly. Back then, you didn't.
Antonio Brown should have played in the 80s.
Seriously.
Right.
But yeah, it makes sense. Like he really is just like so like into his fan base. Like he just loves that he has this little fan base right now. So that's why he's always posting that crap.
He had an open workout just like last week. If I was in Hollywood, he posted the address.
Yeah.
I wish I was in Hollywood.
I would have gone.
He was like, I could pull it. It's like everyone get there or everyone lace up, and he put like the certain feud at a certain time in Hollywood.
The Saints apparently were like super impressed with his workout.
Well, yeah,
they were saying he caught every single pass.
Every pass. What I also saw was that they told him not to bring anyone. He had a whole entourage with him.
He had his buddies.
And so it's just because it's Antonio. I mean, when you have that big, he's like Gavin said, he's such a big player. No matter what, you already know what you're gonna bring. It's the same thing that you have almost with Colin Kaepernick. With like, there's so much that comes with him. Like
Right.
you just gotta know that. Like that's something you gotta take in. The main problem that these guys can't take in is because he's on the exempt list right now. So I mean, it's hard to sign him, and then he's not gonna be able to play anyways this season.
It's crappy. I wish they would just actually put him on the list instead of saying, "Oh, we'll do it if he gets signed." Because then they're putting him in a spot where he just won't get signed. And like, how long are they gonna keep dragging this on? You know what I mean?
I think it's very possible that we'll see him in a New York Giants football uniform.
Would you
next
take him,
season.
Derek? Would you
Very
take
possible
him?
you see him in a Dolphins uniform.
I don't think no matter what that locker room can get any worse than it is right now.
Just add Colin Kaepernick and it'll get worse.
You know what? That's my hot take. This offseason, the Dolphins are going to work out Antonio Brown and offer him a contract. They're going to do it.
That wouldn't be bad.
They have the money. He lives in Miami.
It still stings that he was only with us for a game.
And he was so good.
I remember, Derek,
He was so good.
My dad probably knows this story. When Antonio Brown got signed, me and Gavin were in Florida, and we were leaving a theme park, and I get the notification on my phone. I was like, Gavin. I was like, we just got Antonio Brown.
I was like,
and he was like, no, we didn't. And then it was like, it's like, I was like, oh, we were just in shock when we were riding on.
Remember when we were talking Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon and
Yep.
I mean and
Demaryius
Edelman.
Thomas and
We
Harry.
thought that there was a decent replacement and that they could overshadow Gronk being gone. And as it
would've.
turns out now
Now they won't even win the
I mean,
wild
that's another
card.
thing you got to
Right.
think about in Brady's defense. 1 week he thought the whole season he was going to have Brown, Gordon, and freaking a healthy N'Keal Harry.
At least
then-
it's good to know that Gordon would have been gone by now either way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and Larry Izzo.
it's not as much of a what if.
Izzo.
You mean Ryan?
No,
Larry
Izzo's the old special
How's they
teamer.
alone?
Larry Izzo's the guy that took a dump on the sideline.
Who was the guy last year? Link. Wait, we with it. Link.
Oh, Langle.
Langle.
Matt Langle.
Oh, is that the guy that looked like Gronk?
Yeah.
I remember that.
My dad loved
Caught his
him. He
eye,
loved
did.
him.
Langle.
Yeah,
That was
I
great.
love those underdogs.
He has a ring. He won the Super Bowl when we beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Interesting thing. Also, I'm gonna go back into betting. No, but no, I want to talk about all the wild card games honestly because they're so good. Like you have the Bills versus the Texans. And
That's a good game.
They
That's a
have
really
the Texans
good game.
winning by two. Texans winning by 2.5. But I think the Bills are gonna win. I don't know
Yeah,
why the
that's
Bills are so slept on.
The whole entire year.
I've been saying on the podcast for weeks now. I was gonna come in here cowboy hat and all when they beat the Patriots, and
But they didn't.
But they
that's
didn't,
why they're
so-
slept on.
You know
'cause
what,
they're
though?
not
They did
scary.
play-
the 1 week their offense actually worked is the week they faced the Bills.
The truth of the matter is, I think they played a better game than the Patriots that game. They just didn't come out on top. I mean, they're a decent team.
They were just getting
They're gonna beat
the
the Texans.
conversions when they needed it to happen. That was the big thing. So I think the Texans being the betting favorite is kind of wild for me. But I mean, they're getting J.J. Watt back. That'll be a big help for that.
Are they?
defensive line. Yeah,
They are. He's playing.
I did not hear that.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's playing.
So
Yeah, that's a big.
we'll
boost
see.
for them.
That's a big help.
That's a
for them.
really big boost.
But yeah, that AB thing, man, he impressed me. Like it really showed like how good he is that we signed him within like less than a week. We signed him, threw him in a game, and he did so good in that game.
Yeah.
Every play.
I'm happy he caught one touchdown at least.
Dude,
and then jumped to the stadium.
He was in for what, like 10 snaps, and he had 6 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Like, that's insane.
To think I had AB on my fantasy
Think
football
about how
team.
good that duo would have been this whole entire year. Brady to Brown. Brady and Brown.
Brady would have had like 40 touchdowns.
Oh my gosh, it would have been
18 pick sixes trying to force it.
I don't think we would have lost Baltimore. I don't think. I think.
I don't think that game would have been.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
Yep, you would have lost it. Baltimore's the greatest team in the NFL right now.
You think we would have lost even if we had Brown?
would have beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Baltimore's just ridiculous.
Baltimore's beatable. Very beatable. The Browns beat them, sir.
In the beginning of the season when they
beat them, together. They put up 40 on their heads, bro.
That was week 2. That was at the beginning.
They're beatable. Any team can be beaten. Any team can be beaten.
Let's talk about this for 1 minute. They're in the wild card. The Patriots in the wild card. They're still in the playoffs. You know they're winning tonight. They're winning against Tennessee, obviously.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's going to be. It's going to be. They're definitely going to win. But how many people would be surprised, truthfully, if they go through Kansas City and then through Baltimore and get into the Super Bowl? There won't be people that are surprised because that's what the Patriots do. Now, there's a good chance they're going to lose, but I'm just saying if they go through that, who's really going to be surprised?
I'm telling you right now, if they beat the Ravens, somebody will pull something out again. Somebody will pull
the cheating crap.
Yeah, somebody will find something that they did. Belichick will walk the wrong way on the sidelines, and people will turn it into an investigation.
If we take care of business in Kansas City, I guarantee you we are beating Baltimore.
That's a hard one.
They're not going to go that far just to go that far.
It's going to be an interesting post, and to be honest, I'm kind of happy with it. I'm happy that I have to think about it because, and it's not that I'm not thankful. Obviously, I am. I would love it every year, but like it's different because every other year we're like, oh, we're making the Super Bowl. Yeah. These teams ain't stopping us.
It's because every other year we have a 1 week bye.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's just more of a thought process, which I enjoy. I think it's more
love
exciting.
that we're going to possibly get 4 extra Patriots games this year.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up this morning and MJ's mom says, "Are you watching the game, MJ?" I said, "Of course I am." She goes, "He's real excited. It's the wild card. He's excited about the wild card." She has no idea what the wild card is, but she said he's really excited this year, like more excited than other times. And
me too, man. It is so exciting.
Like, you guys are spoiled.
I love it.
You guys are spoiled.
I saw the picture. They were posting a picture of them painting the wild card logo on the Gillette field, and I was like, oh my god, it's time, bro. Like we've had the divisional logo every year.
It's not that we don't appreciate it, but it's just cool. It's like it's not only exciting. It's extra football. It's like we have to do more now.
There's more at stake.
Yeah,
like it's already our first game. It's like, ooh, we're already kind of on the ropes. Let's go. I like the pressure, and I think that's like the Boston thing. You know, the whole Boston sports thing. There's the pressure of being so good for so long and staying so good for so long that when there's a little bit of adversity, everybody's like looking at you like, oh, is Brady gonna retire? Is he gonna leave the team? They're looking at you. They're like, is Brady hurt? Is Belichick, does he not want Brady at QB anymore? Like, it's all these different things people are thinking about.
I love looking at the Giants in the playoffs right now. It's been years.
They'll go next year.
The last time the Giants were in the playoffs, we were on a boat in Miami.
You know what? They're not going next year. The Redskins, I think, will have a good year though.
Dude, ever since that picture was taken in Miami,
I don't want to talk about
the boat picture. That cursed them.
Dad?
And every time I brought it up, you were like, "Shut up, that's stupid."
I wish Eli was on that boat.
Did you hear about that?
No, I'm
the last time that the Giants were playoff contenders, they were going into the wild card and
against the Packers.
It was like, wasn't that back when? No, Cruz wasn't on the team.
No, it was.
He was, but he was injured.
Yeah. It was Victor Cruz, OBJ. It was like
what happened to him, man? He was like the next coming of Randy Moss.
Well, he's pretty old now. He's like 37.
He had too many leg injuries.
So the team at that time was Odell. Sterling Shepard was a rookie that year, and then they had like Cody Latimer as like their 3.
But they were in the playoffs,
and they barely made the playoffs. They're facing the Packers.
They didn't even have Saquon.
Odell didn't make a single catch. That's what everyone made fun of.
He had drops. That's what they were making fun of.
Yeah, there was like 3 drops.
A bunch of them had drops, and some of them were touchdowns too.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
Pretty much. Pretty much, Dad. The point is that ever since they posted that picture, they've had no luck, and people call it like the curse. Yeah, people are calling that's like the Giants' curse is that boat picture. Because haven't they won like?
I think Daniel Jones needs to buy a boat to reverse the curse. Danny Dimes. I mean,
they should have gotten Riverboat Ron just to make up for it.
I wish they got. I don't even know if Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the future. To be honest with you, He's
Colin Kaepernick. That's who's.
Dude,
I can't even get started on.
You know what? How about Tom Brady?
Oh my God!
He's already got a house in New York. Wait, let's look. He's already got a house in New York.
How would the Spike King and all those freaking lunatics react if Tom Brady went to a New York team?
I would lose my mind if
Tom Brady got a house in New York, Derek.
Any New York team, it would be absolute trade.
He's going out
as a Giants fan, would you welcome him as a 43-year-old?
All credibility.
I would lose respect.
He'd obviously still be a Hall of Famer, all that, but people would be like, "What an ass!"
Did you hear that, guys?
What?
So I asked Derek as a Giants fan, would he accept a 43-year-old quarterback?
Because he could, even if worse comes to worse, he could always mentor, or he can start if they really want, even though they won't, but he could always mentor Daniel Jones, and I think that'll help out so much.
We're really talking about Brady on the Giants. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
I mean, with the Giants getting Eli Manning off their cap space, he takes up 20-something million.
It's never going to happen.
Tom Brady slides into that 20-something million cap space.
God.
So let me just say one thing about the logo. You said the wild card logo. This is just a little quick funny story. You know, in Gillette, the side logos, it's like that silver thing with like sparks coming out of it. You know what I'm talking about?
The lighthouse.
Yeah. For years, I didn't know that was the lighthouse. Ems, why don't you tell him what I thought it was?
Didn't you think it was a razor?
Yeah, it was like a razor blade for Gillette.
He thought it was like a
for
Gillette
years,
shaving
Derek.
razor.
I'll show you the thing he means.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Yeah, it's
the
the thing on the
lighthouse.
50-yard mark at
You know
Gillette.
what? I'm not gonna make fun of you because I probably think the same thing currently.
It's the most stupid logo in the world.
Do you want one time? Me and my dad, we were at the Chiefs Patriots playoff game in 2014. It was freshman year, so 2015.
Right.
You thought that was a razor? I don't even know what that is, but that's not a razor.
It's a razor with sparks.
Yeah, you can see it on the camera.
I did. Isn't it stupid though? You can't even tell what it is.
Yeah, I can't. I actually went
razor.
I went to Gillette a few years ago.
You went on the field, didn't you?
Yeah, I was on the field.
Gavin's still never been to a game.
It wasn't. Well, I never went to one. I went to a Giants game when we got shut out by the Titans.
I always bullshit myself and say I'm gonna go.
The problem.
No, there you go.
The problem is with the Giants too, as well as the Patriots. It's the expense. You're talking for two people to go to an NFL game.
With decent seats.
You're talking well over $1,000. Well over $1,000.
When I went to the Titans game, it was $80 per ticket, and we were 6 rows up.
Now, how long?
If that was a
that?
Patriots game tickets, I'd literally be in Foxborough right now.
Sell out.
Maybe it's just. Didn't the Giants have the thing where you had to license just to buy you had to pay just to buy the seats because you had a license for the seats when you built the new stadium?
I know. Like it was, we got them like a month or two before, but we were already like 4 and 7. So we were already but it was a Titans game that no one cared to see other than me. It was pouring outside. And we're out there in rain ponchos, and it's not even a fun game at this point because, like I said, the Giants got beat 17-0. And that's when that's like one of the big Derrick Henry games where he had like a 96-yard run.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah. When one of those big Derrick Henry runs where he literally just like stiff-armed everyone out the way.
But yeah, what I was
Oh, go ahead.
What I was saying, when we went to the playoff game, there was a guy that was sitting next to us, and he was so drunk that he was like, so we were on the second level, right in front of the ledge. Like the ledge that's literally like the height of where that dude.
We were on the second level of the third level, if that makes sense.
But we were
third deck.
Third deck, but there's kind of a cutoff.
It's weird. It's weird. But we were on a ledge. We were right on the edge.
Right.
Like to the point where if you fell off, you could get like, you'd be hurt bad, like really bad. And this dude's literally like moving around like this. Like he's struggling to stand up. And the Patriots scored a touchdown. Brady threw a touchdown to Gronk. No, it was on that touchdown where Brady like freaking landed on his neck in the corner of the end zone. You know what I'm talking about? When he went for a run and he like landed weird. It was that. And this guy wants to celebrate. So he goes, yeah. And he goes to high five my dad and punches him right in the stomach. Like he was so drunk. He was like, yeah, boom. And my dad was like, oh.
I thought this was gonna be so much worse than it was. I thought the guy was gonna be starting
fell
to fall
off.
over.
Dude, he did almost fall over. There was a couple
he
times
was-
he was like leaning over it, and he was just like hanging on. Like it was bad. The
Imagine
dude
if he yacked and other people from below him.
What's crazy is there's a tunnel leading to the stadium from the parking lot, so you got to walk through. On the other side of the tunnel, you
have
can't
to
bring
walk
any booze
so
through.
far.
There's like
You
a
can't
whole
bring any
shopping
booze through.
mall.
And they just, I mean, it's literally, it
Yeah.
looks like a town dump of booze and beer cans.
Yeah, it's
You have to walk
Patriots
so
place.
Take it in.
far.
One
Yeah.
the place I work for, they have a bar up there.
Oh, they
That's
do?
on
Dad, what do you
Patriots
think?
Place.
Every time we probably walked like at least
Oh,
2 miles.
It's just the
Two
parking. is
miles
just-
to get to the stadium because the park.
It's a horrible
Unless
stadium.
you get there like 8 hours before game time and feel like paying
you don't-
$70,
then
you're not
you don't
paying
get
in the
that front
parking.
area,
Yeah, you're not
yeah.
paying in the park. So there's these businesses that have like these dirt spots, and they charge like $20, and so you park there. But it's like a 2.5 mile walk.
horrible.
And it's literally
Stop
look at the
squeaking
side.
your mic
Yes.
over there.
One lane in,
Some
one lane in,
WD-40.
one lane out.
Yeah, and you literally, it's
You know,
literally just
yeah.
a sidewalk. It's just a sea of Patriots fans. I remember we went up there, and it was like 2 days after Chandler Jones had just gone to the police office naked,
Oh
or the
god.
police station naked, and my dad had a Chandler Jones jersey
That's
on.
Hello,
Beautiful.
hello. Sorry, I can't hear anything.
You can't?
No, what do I got to do here?
We can hear you.
We broke.
you can?
You broke it.
You can?
Can you hear me?
Good.
Can you hear us?
Is my mic even working?
Yes.
I don't
you're
know
good.
if I can hear him. I don't know. Wait.
I can hear
Hello,
you.
hello.
We've broken everything.
You
Hello.
sure? Okay.
Okay.
See if the volume.
Can you hear now? Because if you turn up the volume, that'll help.
Oh yeah, I can hear now.
Yeah,
Okay,
so you can hear
okay.
now. Okay.
I turned the volume
All
down.
right.
We have an old guy in here with us. It happens, I guess.
Yo, so I have a question
No,
for everybody. What were you going to talk about?
the next games because we
The
still
next game.
Yeah, we gotta get off
Jeez.
the Patriots.
How many damn games are there this weekend?
There's like 6, and you guys been talking about Patriots
Okay, you
for like
know what?
35
What were you saying?
minutes now.
Here's how many games matter. Two of them matter.
And
the Patriots are gonna get knocked out.
Patriots matter and the Seahawks matter.
Because you're a Marshawn
I was just
lover.
gonna ask, like, everybody who their favorite like music artist is right now and why. Maybe.
We still have stories with Coach Bonagura to go through.
Oh,
We
you
got
want to
time.
go?
We got
We got
time.
time.
We
What
got
was
time.
favorite music artist?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I mean,
We're going right into music?
All
All right.
right.
You want me to say
Yes,
my
Coach
favorite music
Bonagura.
artist? Post Malone.
Right now.
Right now, Post Malone's my favorite music artist.
Beautiful.
He loves them, man.
What about like when you were growing up? Did you listen to a lot of music when you were?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
So what?
Any hair band of the '80s.
Led Zeppelin.
Zeppelin was a little bit before my time. They were good, but I didn't really listen. I will tell you, probably the person that I thought was the greatest in high school, who I thought, really into him, was Springsteen.
Oh, yeah.
I was really into Springsteen, and now I'd pay. I'll tell you this one story about Springsteen. So, Tunnel of Love, we're going way back, but opening of the Tunnel of Love tour, 1987, in Worcester at the Worcester Centrum, which is now called something else.
The Worcester Palladium.
I'm in line with one ticket. I'm 17 years old. Me and my buddy are there. Butchie, this one's for you. Remember that time? But anyway, we're in line, and I got offered $1,000 in cash for my ticket as a 17-year-old, and that's in 1987.
Oh my gosh.
That $1,000 could have been $1 million, and I wasn't going to sell that ticket at that time. That's how much I was into him. So Springsteen was big. I used to like Lionel Richie. I was
The
big
things
into
I do
Lionel
for
Richie.
$1,000 now.
Now, yeah, but back that was just Lionel Richie. But then you go through the like that upcoming tour with Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and who am I missing of that? Who else is? Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was into all them. So that type of music, basically. There wasn't a lot. You remember, hip hop was just starting back then too. Hip hop.
So would you
was
say your
big back
favorite
then.
genre ever is rock?
I like country. I mean, Luke. If you're asking right now
Luke Combs?
who my favorite is Luke Combs.
Luke Combs?
Luke Combs in
Great,
country
man.
is great.
Luke
He was
Combs
great.
is great.
He was
This
great,
guy that I
so.
work with plays a lot of Luke Combs. He's been playing what's that song? She Got the Best of Me.
Yeah, it's
That's
You know
pretty
what?
good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Luke Combs, can we say that Derek looks a little like him?
You kind of.
If he had the red hair, he
I
has
don't
the
know
red
who Luke
hair.
Combs is.
If
Like
you
I've
had,
heard
like-
of him, but I'm gonna look him up right now.
He's this red
And
bearded
I'll either
that
get
makes
very,
good music.
I'll either get very mad or I'll agree.
No.
Nah, he's a good-looking dude.
You know what it is, Derek? It's your beard. It's your
It's-
beard.
it's just-
It's because I
your
got the
beard.
full caveman.
If
going
you
on.
had-
No, it's The way it's defined is an unkempt beard.
If you had like a fishing hat or like a
it
camping
just
hat,
means you let it go, like Edelman.
yeah.
It's there's no derogatory statement.
a truck hat.
I wish I could be as good looking as Edelman is.
But you
Edelman,
look
man.
at, I know when
I put combs, not combs.
what came up on that.
Actually, let me go see.
Comes, Derek. Oh, jeez.
Nothing good.
Our first.
Oh,
sensitive
never mind. I
content.
went like 4 down. Never mind. Never mind. You had to go like 4 or 5 down. If you look it up, you'll see what.
Don't show it.
No. Oh,
Luke
I
Combs.
don't.
How about you, Gavin? Right now, who's your favorite?
You know, Frank Ocean.
Yeah, I know it is.
The reason is just like the mystery behind him. You know, like obviously he makes good music.
Well, elaborate it to my dad because I don't even think my dad knows who that is.
So
I remember Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen, 1986.
he's this guy who he used. You know who Usher is?
Yeah.
Alicia Keys,
Mhm.
Justin Bieber. He used to. All he did was he was just a songwriter. And he would just write songs for all these big artists. And like so, like a lot of their big songs, you know, Frank Ocean wrote it. And he would just sell these lyrics, and he would just do this. But he would make his own versions of the songs he wrote. He would just never release it because he wasn't really a musician.
Right.
But one time, this song called "Thinking About You" that I forgot who he was trying to write it for. He wrote it for a woman, and she sang it.
Around my room before you came. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
And but yes,
We're gonna get copyrighted because how good that sounded.
he wrote that song for this woman. She sang it, but then his version got leaked, and everybody freaked out because it was so good. And it really blew up, and then that's what launched his music career. But his last album that he did was like 2 years ago, and it like
It was 3, right? 2016.
yeah. About 3 years ago. This August it'll be 3 years.
No, it was
4 years. This
Yeah, I was
August.
just gonna say it's
Oh.
been 4 years.
Yeah, I mean he's supposed to drop another one pretty soon, so that's good. But yeah, so anyway, so this album I listened to this past summer, it like no other. I'm gonna get really like gushy and gross and just like nastily emotional right
I don't
now.
know if I want to hear
No
this.
other piece of music has emotionally like ruined me like at all, even close, more than this album did. Like this thing made me cry.
Talking about Blonde, right?
Yeah, Blonde made me cry more tears than like any girl or anything has. That thing, oh my god, that album. Like it's the little things, like it's the mysterious lyrics, like with the secret meanings, and it's just like the little noises he puts in his songs are like they get your emotions going. You're like, what the hell? So that's why I like him.
Yeah, but I think he's really good too. I like him a lot. He I like.
Who is that guy?
I have no idea, but he
No clue.
he looks like I don't even know. He looks like a human cocker spaniel.
That was amazing.
He just kind of looked at us like, hey. Human
How about
cigarette.
you, Derek?
You were about to make a point. What happened? The guy ruined it.
I don't remember.
You were like, I like, and then your dad was like, who is that?
I think I was just gonna say I might not like it as much as you because
Yeah.
you're probably a super fan at this point.
Dude,
so
I would
but
guy. I
think he's really talented.
how your
I'm not
dad
gonna
was for
lie though.
Springsteen.
If
That's how I am.
I'm not gonna be against it, and don't take this as me saying it's bad. But one of the things that I appreciate about Frank Ocean as most is his voice.
Mhm.
He has a beautiful voice. The dude can freaking sing. He can belt out any note.
He's got some lungs.
But if this is gonna be a rap album, it's gonna be, I don't know. I'm gonna think it's a little bit weird.
It is. It's gonna be a lot more rap, but he is also gonna sing on it plenty.
Yeah.
Like the 2 songs he has out for it, he sang on, so it'll be okay.
What is Derek like? Death metal?
I'm just looking at pictures of Luke Combs.
Derek likes-
Will you give it to me?
Derek,
I actually kind of respect this. Other than
Derek
this man's
likes-
got no
Derek
muscle
likes
on him.
Logic.
No,
No
nothing
muscle.
at all. No.
Derek likes.
No,
He's a
I was
bit-
gonna throw out such a weird one that these guys know because it's obvious I like Logic so much.
And
but-
Young Gravy.
And
That's
Derek, in all
and
due
Frank
respect to you,
Sinatra.
Okay, that's a good one.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually that's how.
Yeah.
So Frank Ocean, obviously his name isn't Frank Ocean. Like who the hell's gonna name their kid Frank Ocean?
It's like Chris.
It's
something, right?
Christopher Bro, but I
Bro.
think he actually legally changed to Frank Ocean, but he was born Christopher Bro, and he got the name Frank Ocean because he was a Frank Ocean fan.
Frank Sinatra, I mean. fan.
Or he was a Frank Sinatra fan, yeah. And so he took that, and then he got the Ocean last name because he was like a big fan of the movie Ocean's 11, which I've yet to watch and probably never will watch.
Ocean's 11 is a fantastic
Yeah,
movie.
I've heard. I gotta watch it then. 'Cause
Actually,
Mike just said that.
Ocean 11 is good. Ocean 12 sucked. Ocean 13 was good. And Ocean 8 with Sandra Bullock, kind of okay. But Ocean 11 is a classic. So Frank Sinatra
Yeah.
and
I'm pretty-
Logic. Yeah, how about Logic's last album? Because I know you guys didn't like it.
They hate it. I don't think it was that bad.
It was just so different than his other stuff.
I can say that I like one song on it.
I like 2. I think I like the title track, and then
that's the one.
Yeah, and then I think I don't mind the one that has a feature. Here's the thing: there's one song on there. There's another guy on there that I really like called Why Me and Corday.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the first half of the song is great, but then Logic puts a spin on it at the end. And then it sounds like every other song on the album, and he ruins it.
The beat switches. The beat switches. Yeah. The beat is so good. It's a nice little chill beat, and then he goes, "Look at the fuck of my dick. Everybody like this shit." Like you don't even know what he's saying.
That was actually pretty good.
That's what it sounded like.
Mine right now, my favorite artist right now, to be honest. Yeah, he's probably my favorite overall. Like,
love him.
I can listen to him at any point. I can listen to him at any point. And I know that sounds so basic, but his music for me is just feel good music.
Yeah.
I know not everybody's a fan because pop isn't even my favorite genre by any means. But I know he's a pop artist, but I don't know, this album that came out in September, Hollywood's Bleeding, it wasn't even that good. It's probably his worst album out of the 3, or it's probably his second best.
I thought it was a good album. I just thought for him, like Earblocks and Bentley's just way better.
But right now, in the moment, like this past week, my favorite artist is I am starting to love Anderson .Paak.
Wow. That's a good.
Yeah, I listen to Malibu and Ventura by now, and those I cannot listen to that whole album without just getting up and dancing. Ask him. I had my headphones on last night. I literally went into the kitchen while they were watching a show. I just started dancing.
It was hilarious.
I could not stop.
It was ridiculous.
That album is just Ventura. Literally, it completely shifted my mood last night.
That's how I was with Igor. Like when I listened to Igor, I was like,
I didn't like Igor at first, and then I gave it another chance, and it really grew on me.
Talk about Igor.
You don't like it?
We've talked about how much I hate all the artists you guys listen to.
Derek, because you listen to like 3 people. I
saw you nodding your head to some Tyler songs, and you probably didn't even know they were Tyler songs.
I literally
You liked I Effing Hate You.
Tyler, do you mean Tyler the Creator?
Yeah.
How's that for a 50-year-old, huh? Keeping up with everything.
You like that I Effing Hate You is the one with Pharrell where it's like, come on, baby. The sky is falling.
No, you said you're like wait till the part when he starts killing the. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's all like, I'm gonna strangle you.
I was like, this is the weirdest song ever. I'm like, the best part about this is the beat.
When Tyler's in love with somebody, when Tyler Creator's in love with somebody, he just wants to kill them. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Dad, what would you?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say quick little story about Post Malone. Of course, MJ and I went to see him at TD Bank. And
TD Bank.
And
best concert ever. Best concert I've ever been to.
I went up there.
That was nuts.
I went up there thinking, how am I gonna like a band? To me, a band, you have to have a guitar, drums, bass, lead singer. That's my generation.
He had never seen a concert without a band.
I'm going up there thinking, what is this gonna be? This is gonna suck. I was absolutely blown away. Blown away. One of the things that I was blown away with in TD Bank, just as a side note, was the amount of weed that was smoked right inside there because it was legal. There was like a cloud all night, but I was probably one of the older people there. And I remember this funny story. I'm walking to go to the bathroom. I see this older guy, roughly my age, and I say to him, I look at him, and this is before the concert started. I said, "Things we do for our kids, huh?" He goes, "My kids aren't here." I'm like, okay.
Dude, the way that Post Malone came out,
it was great.
He came out to Hollywood's Bleeding, my favorite song by him now. And it was like this walkway, and it was covered by a box, and it slowly rose up. And like it was so bright in there that you couldn't see him. And as soon he started singing, and as soon as the beat dropped, fireworks all over the place just went off, and the place just went nuts. I had never seen I almost just said a podcast. I had never seen a concert start off like that before.
That's the shit that I love. Like when artists can perform and they can do like the little aesthetic things that are just tremendous.
Earthquake happening in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Like I wish I made enough money to go to Coachella and see Frank, because like I don't know what his next concert's gonna be like. But his last time that he performed, it was weird.
2015.
He just had like this big like white stage that I don't even know who. But
why does he perform with headphones on? Every video I've seen of him performing, he has like big bulky headphones on.
People talk to him.
Yeah, but people talk to everyone. I'm just like, maybe he just likes it better because
he's a weirdo, man.
Other people do that too, but it's like a piece.
It's
just like a huge. It's weird.
He's weird. Everything he does seems like at least see, you gotta understand. This is how weird this guy is. I like this dude. Like, this is one of my idols, and you can tell what I'm talking about. I don't know a ton about like why he does things.
Yeah.
But
Just by the way, MJ was talking about this.
We're getting copyrighted now.
Is that it?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that.
Oh, you pulled it up with him having headphones on?
No, he's talking about.
no, that's Posty.
Yeah, Posty coming out.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, Dad.
Now
yeah.
we're in copyright strike.
Everything he does.
Now this video can't go up.
Everything he does just seems like an art. It's like an artistic
I've been up for over 24 hours, and I gotta go edit this out. I'm over here following. You guys are talking about music. I'm over here. I see me, and I have to keep on going on.
I'm listening to you talking about Frankie.
All right. So anyway, he's on this big white stage, and like all these people wrote things on it. I don't even know what they said. It was just random weird things. And like Brad Pitt's there, Chris Rock is there, A$AP Rocky's there, Tyler the Creator's there. Who else is there? There's like all these other celebrities there.
Logic.
And no, F Logic. Logic doesn't know music, so he's not there. And like it was just like all these big speakers and like sound systems just set up in the middle of the stage, and he's just walking around all of them, and this camera dude is just following him with this giant camera the whole time.
Like, oh yeah, and then while he played one sad song, all he wanted on the jumbotron was a video of Brad Pitt crying on the phone.
He had Brad Pitt come on stage and sit there, and he just had Brad Pitt just like sit on the phone and like pretend to be sad for like this really sad Stevie Wonder cover he did.
Why?
Aesthetic. That's
the mystery
just
he's talking about.
You just videoed him the whole time crying on the phone. I don't know.
You guys talk about Antonio Brown getting mentally checked. You might want to check Frank Ocean on.
Yeah, he's a loon. I guess. I mean, if you're an artist, you got to be a little bit of a lunatic. Like whether you're an artist for food or music or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
You got to be a lunatic. A martial artist, you got to be a lunatic.
I'm crazy.
So there you go.
But that's not because of that. It's just because I'm. Never. I want to talk about Coach Bonagura, the greatest basketball coach.
We'll do that after, and we'll come there after this break.
Ooh, that was clean. That was kind of clean out of nowhere.
I don't have it set up yet, Dad. I didn't. It's not. Just
all right.
It's not a snap.
All right. While we're waiting for him, I'm gonna go through some.
As a matter of fact,
NFL wild card weekend betting odds.
When Mike said the word break, when Mike said the word break, that's when it ended. The break started.
I'm not.
I guess I gotta know how this works. But go ahead.
Saints versus Vikings. Saints win by 8. It says. I think they may win by a lot more. Yeah. Is that the last game? I think that's the last.
Ooh, you know who I forgot about this year? Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah, because the roads have been wide open this year.
Oh,
that's
no.
why. He's been bad this year.
That sucks. I think Gilmore, even without a strong start to the season, I think he'll still win. I think he's a lock.
Only if Chandler Jones would have got the sack record.
It's crazy that he would have needed the record for that.
Derek, you want to go into the betting odds?
I think that was it.
All right, now we're going to break.
So.
Oh, that was nice. That was clean. That was clean.
All right.
DJ skills.
I like looking at this wide shot camera.
All right, so
sorry, I'll get off of it.
episode 005
It's not on there anymore.
is extra long than I wanted.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're going to get over an hour. We'll do like an hour.
It's because we got Coach Bonagura on. Any other situation, this would be cut short.
Right.
The one and only.
Joey's replacement offers more than Joey. I hope you're listening, Joey.
You know what? I think the new solution
turn
is
mine down.
we're gonna just turn into the 3 Fanatics plus a guest and make it 4.
Did you just have to turn my mic down because I screamed?
Just listen. Let's take this bet. Joey is somewhere right now, and let's just see what you guys will say. Does he have shorts on, or does he have pants
Shorts.
on? This
He has underwear on.
He has
'cause he's
shorts on because
probably
he
still
only
in bed.
wears jean shorts or no cargo
Jean
shorts.
shorts.
Cargo shorts right now.
Here's a funny.
I'll FaceTime him right now. We'll figure it
Here's
out.
a funny story
him.
about Joey. All right, I just tell you.
I want.
So Joey, every when he was younger, every morning I'd go out for work and Joey would be walking up to the bus. It'd be the middle of the winter. He'd be in shorts. So he'd be in shorts, and I'm like, Joey, you got to put some pants on, Joey. It's winter. And then one day, it was like June 15th. It was like 95 degrees, and Joey's got jeans on. I just can't figure that dude out.
Joey's a wild card.
Joey, I just texted him asking, "Why are you wearing cargo shorts?" We're gonna figure it out.
What are you wearing, baby girl?
Yeah, because he's the most weirdest person you'll meet.
He is a strange
Of
one.
not thinking.
Odd as a cod. That's what I always say to him.
Like,
odd as a
I
cod.
don't think that often, but Joey's at a new level.
What?
That was a different way of like Alex Jones on Joe Rogan. He's like, listen,
I don't.
I'm kind of
think-
retarded.
I don't think.
I don't think a lot, but Joey's another level. That was great. That's a soundbite. We need to post that.
I am the Alex Jones of this podcast.
You kind of look like him a little bit.
You kind
My
of
neck thickening broth.
My neck thickening broth.
So can we?
The frogs.
You want to talk about the legend of Harry Zingo?
if you would like that.
All right.
Stuff all over my hoodie.
So do you know what Harry Zingo is? Do you know who Zingo is?
Zero clue.
Zero clue. Well, then this is a special treat for you here, Derek. Okay, this is a special treat. So we're up at Pine Grove, not the year that you were there, and we'll talk about that dominating paintball performance at some point. Okay? Dominating.
He cleared out a whole forest. That's all.
I want to tell that story.
Okay.
I paintballed a few times. Like we went paintball.
You haven't paintballed like Mike Bonzo.
I need to go with Coach Bonagura because
Yes.
I am
the
good.
four of us at a paintball game.
Look at this 50-year-old may not be
Sean.
able to get around, but I can tell you in that paintball game, I did do a couple somersaults.
Gavin may not. I don't think Gavin stopped. Real quick, when we were. Oh, Joey responded once.
Project Grad. Is that what
Oh,
you're
he
talking
sent
about?
me a photo. What is he wearing? It's like
Probably like
Show it to the
I
camera.
like how he
Probably
didn't even say anything.
flamingo shorts.
It just answers the
His,
request.
his reply was a photo of what he's wearing.
it was. That's Joey's thinking.
Please tell
It's
me.
like sweatpants shorts.
Let me see. Let me see.
The hair.
The hair.
The hair on his legs.
Let me see.
That's the strangest photo I've ever seen.
I got the same shorts.
Show the camera. Oh my god.
It's like part pant leg. That's the photo you sent.
Tell Joe. I need to tell him.
That's amazing.
That is great.
So, anyways,
Wait,
I'm
no,
not-
hold on. Let him tell the story about. He wanted.
yeah,
What
you
story
go
did you want to tell?
Oh, Harry Zingo?
Or did you want me to tell the paintball? What
You
were
can do the paintball story. We'll go into Harry Zingo if you have
All right. All right. So we go to this place. We go on vacation. This was freshman year. It's me, Gavin, Sean Morello, and my dad, and my cousin, my sister, and my mom were there. But the four of us go paintballing, right? Derek DeVoe.
I'm listening.
And so
Take a screenshot.
we've already played a couple rounds, and
Me and Sean got knocked out.
yeah, so the three of us get knocked out, and it was 4v4, right? On this opposing team, there was an ex-Vietnam sniper. Listen to me.
He had 6.5 fingers.
There's an ex-Vietnam
Vietnam
sniper,
sniper,
and it's
dude.
the three of us, and we were like, all right, well that sucks. We just lost. No, it was actually 4v5. So my dad's the only one that's not out. So it's 1v5. So we're like, oh, this
The
is
legend.
Listen, so
The
this is
legend.
So we're like, this is gonna be over in a minute. And then one person from the other team comes out. We're like, oh, let's go, Dad. And then another person from the other team comes out. We're like, oh, let's go.
And then Six Fingers comes.
And no, it came down to my dad and Six Fingers, and they tied.
And we see them both come out, and we were like, oh my god.
All you had to do was you had to try to capture the flag. So when I went for it, there was only like 20 seconds left. So I knew we had to tie. All of a sudden, I get shot in the gut, but it's too late. It doesn't really even count. This guy gets up out of this like ivy. I never even seen him. It was
He's in a ghillie suit.
It was crazy.
Derek, there was this one time also that the guy with Six Fingers, me, Sean,
We destroyed him.
me, Sean, and Gavin were all in the same bush, and this guy's going for our flag, and all three of us at the same time have fully loaded guns. We go, and he falls down. We
It literally, I shit you not, it looked like he got shot. He was like, ooh.
And then one more quick paintball story about it, and this is the craziest. This is the closest I will ever get to being in a war.
Oh, it's when me.
My dad.
I know it.
And not until we're drafted.
Can I tell this part?
Yeah.
Can I tell this part?
But let me just express that this time he wasn't on our team. Our dad wasn't. Our dad. My dad wasn't.
For vengeance.
Yeah, he was against us. This
No,
time.
but so me and
If
MJ,
you want to call me your dad, that's okay. I'm all of your dads.
you're like my second dad or third if we're getting technical.
we had all separated. Like me, Gavin, and Sean were all separated. We were alone this time. Like we were still on the same team, but we were spread out.
I caught up with MJ next to this rotting tree that
it was a
fallen.
log. We were hiding underneath a log.
I was sitting there. We were like just chilling there, and we're just like all the paintball bullets flying over us. So Sean comes sliding down like a freaking like a Navy
BO2
SEAL.
sliding.
He's just like
Or BO3
literally. That's what he
sliding.
did. He slid down the hill to us. He's like, "Oh, what's up, guys? They didn't have any ammo.
We
I
had-
had
no,
3 left.
Yeah, me and Sean each had 1, and Gavin had 3. So no, it was some. We
all shared my ammo. We all had 1 left, and we just
Yeah.
sent it, and we probably hit nobody, and
and we were screwed.
yeah, and we were screwed. We were absolutely screwed.
It was hilarious in the
crazy.
moment, though.
We felt it hitting the tree behind us. It was like boop, 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 boop. It was crazy.
Derek could not look more uninteresting.
No, I'm not.
He's picturing it. He's picturing. I can tell. It's scary.
I'm thinking
Derek, I'll tell you a funny story.
Bro, he is the most
okay.
stereotypical looking Mets fan ever. I'm sorry. I just had to throw that out there.
We're really going at everyone today. at
Yeah,
once, though.
kind of.
He's a human
know,
cigarette.
No one's safe.
Do you know anything about baseball? You know baseball.
I know the.
Do you know the
sport of
rules?
hitting
Do you know the
bat
rules
with
of
the base.
baseball? Do you know the rules?
Depends
hitting
on
the
the-
bat,
Oh,
hitting the bat with a base.
They don't know about.
I'm losing it.
They don't know about the big stanky lead.
The big stanky.
Well, what's your story? He's been trying to get the story out for a minute.
No.
What are you trying to say?
You know the story, John. John? Who was the
We talked about that last
who was
week.
the football player? He got his girlfriend pregnant.
How many?
He
Cromartie.
played on our baseball team.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, Sammy Nimmo.
Yeah, so listen.
He
So he's
didn't
on
get
our
her
baseball
pregnant.
team.
It was like 3
He
false
didn't?
alarms.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess he didn't. But anyway,
Trailer
check
Park
this out.
Weekly.
We're playing in this game. Sammy Nemo's at first base. We're down by 1 run, and I don't know who the batter was. It could have been MJ. It could have been Morello.
You put
it
it
could
in
have been
pitch
anybody.
runner.
We didn't know. Sammy Nemo was there. Sammy Nemo was quick. This kid hits a bomb over the outfielder's head. I'm coaching third base. Sammy Nemo goes from first to second. You remember this?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, the ball is at the fence. And I'm like, come on.
No, he didn't go to first to second. He went to. He thought.
He stopped.
He stopped at first base.
He stopped.
He hit the ball to the fence, and this is at
Oh,
Colbuluck
that's right.
Field in
That's
Montville.
right. You're right.
he hit
You're
it.
right.
This is at Colbuluck Field in Montville, a 400-foot fence, and he hit it. Sammy Nimmo hits it to the fence and stops at first base.
MLB style.
Because he thought he could only go one base. He thought he could only go one base. One
he
base
thought
at
the
a time.
rule was that you could only go 1 base at a time.
He would have had it inside the park home
And
run.
I'm like,
That's like some family style
like going
baseball
nuts.
rules.
Yeah, that's
only
like
go one
backyard
base.
wiffle
Derek, I
ball.
was waving my hand so hard I pulled a muscle.
That's like how the Duggars from 18 Kids and Counting play. They're like,
Crazy.
okay, Jedediah, you're only going to go 1 base at a time now so that your brother can try it too.
All right, so I'll tell one more
All for
sports story here.
Jesus.
This is from Rec Basketball, and this is
Oh,
remember Ryan.
yes.
You remember Ryan Avery?
Oh.
You remember Ryan Avery? Now
Yes.
Ryan Avery was on my basketball team this particular year, and no disrespect to Ryan, but Ryan played basketball in like hiking shoes.
Oh,
You remember it?
yeah.
Right?
And like Vans. He would wear
yeah,
Vans.
right?
He's like the OG basketball player
Oh,
with Chuck
so
Taylors.
Yes.
Now
Why
that's
don't we
correct.
bring that back? Why don't
you
play
should. You should. Chuck Taylors.
LeBron and some
No.
Chuck Taylors dunking on Ennis Cantor.
So he gets the ball in the post. He gets the ball up in the post. Remember this, Ems?
Yeah.
And he's holding it like this. He's not dribbling it. He's not doing anything like this. And I just yell, shoot it. Now, I'm going to just set the scene. His grandmother is in a wheelchair.
And Darius was guarding him. Remember
right.
Darius?
I remember Darius.
I remember I stopped him from getting a layup once.
The dude that came down from every rebound.
Remember Darius broke Nick Bonner's arm.
Oh my gosh. Nick Bonner, if you're listening to this for any reason,
we love you.
And Rec League, you were the biggest flopper ever. Ever.
He could shoot. That kid could shoot, though.
He was a hell of a pitcher in Little League, though.
He was a pretty great basketball player.
That is Charles Davis.
Gavin knows the fun story about
Darius
being Darius.
Just real quick. So just
continue first out.
Continue. So just real quick. He's got the ball. He's at the top of the post, and he's just kind of, he's not moving at all. So I yell, shoot it. I swear he just throws the ball up, right? It goes, as you can tell, goes right through the net. I couldn't believe it. No form or anything. And I look over, and his grandmother, who hasn't moved the whole game, stands up and starts jumping up and down. It was great. It was great.
So Derek used to be known as
this is like my first year of basketball, so you wouldn't even have known about me.
He was known. This is his first post elementary. This is his first real year of rec basketball, and I called him the Darius Killer for a year after this.
This wasn't a year, Gavin. This happened till 10th grade.
Yeah, dude. It was. I will always respect Derek for this because it was a hell of a shot. So I'm walking in because Derek had his game before my game. I had the late game, and I'm walking in and they're finishing up Derek's game that he had, and Darius is going to guard him. Derek's in the outlet. He's in the corner.
I'm a big guy anyway, so Darius was always on me.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm super chub Derek DeVoe, and Darius is monster.
This is 7th grade,
super
really,
chub
really
with the biggest heart.
This is 7th
heart
grade,
of a lion.
Extra
chubbiest heart ever.
This is extra. This is extra fluffy teddy. This is before he was, a fighter. This
before
is when,
Derek knew what the word weight was.
Yeah. So
never lifted one.
So he they kick the ball out to him because he's kind of open. Darius goes to block him. Darius is on him. No. This is
kick it out.
Yeah, he kicked. Bink. Anyway, so Derek has the ball.
Shooter.
Derek has the ball. Darius is going to block him. I think Derek's about to either get blocked or he's just going to pass it. Shoots the ball, nothing but net. Darius is just looking at the rim, and I'm like, oh my god! I'm like,
from deep.
I'm like,
yeah, I pulled from
deep. I was like, Derek just drained the three in Darius's face like it was nothing.
5 steps in front of half court.
Everybody was like, oh!
I think it was deep.
It was to tie the game or something too.
It was let me ask you: did you strut away like it was just a natural thing? Like
he had that shot?
Probably. Knowing me, I probably didn't even know what happened.
He literally just went back and tossed it up like that. It was like it looked like a center. It looked like a center shooting a deep shot.
I don't know who can shoot better three, me or Shaq. It was a real question.
You netted it though. It was in there, no doubt about it. I was like, holy crap, what a shot!
There's so many memories I have from Rec League.
I'll never forget. I dropped my career high 12 points one night.
We just used to have such good. I mean, it all
was fun.
In the draft.
It was fun.
All in the draft.
It was.
I loved it. That's why I loved it. It was fun. You could go 2-10 and it was still fun, which is not something we had in high school where we were 7-7 and Ryan.
Dude, high school sports just were not the same.
Yeah, Ryan was just
maybe for
25 points a game.
It becomes serious, and that's when sports start.
Well, maybe high school sports for you guys weren't that fun.
Well, I'm talking about I'm specifically.
Well, I wish I did wrestling. Wrestling, I feel definitely would have been fun.
No. I'm specifically talking about about baseball. Baseball for me was just never the same after Babe Ruth.
I wish I started baseball. Yeah, I remember when I hit puberty too.
Yeah, I was in second grade.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But I wish I started baseball earlier. I wish I had at least stuck with it and done Babe Ruth.
Don't you think they should have both played football in 8th grade? Gavin could have been a corner.
Oh God!
People say I would have started over Ryan Gallagher. I was probably a bit better than him.
The thing would happen, I would have not.
He had
done
one tackle
on the football team because
I would have had a pick.
I didn't even know what a weight was yet. Still,
huh?
I didn't know what weight was yet. Still,
you almost played though.
Yeah, I remember.
You would have learned.
Dad, imagine that. Imagine
that
adding
line
another.
was crazy.
I love going to those games. That Waterford game when Will was talking crap. I hope you're listening, Will, because KJ popped.
I remember. I said to Will was talking junk before that game. I said, their offensive line weighs 1,500 pounds. Good luck. And it ended up being what, like 50.
It was 59 to nothing. Yeah,
it's crazy.
So I remember we went. It was like right after we went.
Zach Nav went off that game.
Me and my grandmother went, and it was like past the deadline already. They're like, yeah, you got to pay a bunch of extra money, even more than you got to pay originally or whatever. And she was like, nah. And I tried to play 1 year in like 7th grade, and I played like a week, and I kept on hitting my head on the bear crawl thing so many times. This is like one of the worst memories I had of a kid.
Now you could go through it like nothing.
I probably still hit my head every time. I'm so bad at bear. In wrestling, they do these bear crawl. I got better all the time, but they go. It's crazy watching these at Montville.
I seen Jack do the sprawls and stuff, and it's so funny.
Yeah, I was probably as average as you could be at football.
Right.
I had one good game. I had one.
We have Larry Bird in the building.
That's who it is, Larry Bird.
I had one game.
Human Cocker Spaniel. My God.
I had one good game. I had one game with like 5 tackles and 2 sacks, and I felt like a grown man.
But I got to just tell you this one story. We're in Ledyard. Remember this? You remember this?
That's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game that.
So MJ's down on the ground, and the kid takes his helmet and like hits him right here.
He knocked the wind out of me.
You told me this in 8th grade math class.
He knocked the wind out of me.
You were like, oh!
Yeah, I was literally like,
so I was like,
it was like right before halftime, and I was freaking out.
And I'm like, do you want to go home? And he's like, no. The next thing you know, he goes in, and it was like Superman into the game. It was ridiculous.
That's the only time I've ever had a decent game in football.
But when you're just one thing, Derek. When you can't bring out that animal in football, and you're a nice kid that doesn't want to hurt somebody else, you're not going to be
one time
good. It's not that you don't have the skill, but there's something extra for football. There's got to be like a burning anger.
I just wasn't made for it, man. Like, we were playing Wyndham one time, and I remember this kid was talking smack to me the entire game. Like, when I was on the line, he was a defensive lineman, and he was talking smack the entire game, and I was so sad. And I blocked him pretty good that game. And he fell to the ground. One of my blocks fell to the ground, and I acted like I tripped, and I fell with my knee into his gut on purpose because I just wanted the dude to shut up, and I got up and gave him a hug. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, sorry, bro. I'm not meant for football, man.
You've never told me that story, and oh my God.
I literally, because he was talking smack the whole game, I was talking smack back, and I literally like knee first drove my entire body weight into the dude's gut. I got him up. I was like, sorry, bro.
I remember that year going down to New London, and New London had 63 players. Montville had 17. That game was over, Derek, when they were running drills before the game. You could. It was just ridiculous.
That sounds like Montville High School.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Just real quick before not to change the subject, I'm not trying to get into it, just so everybody knows. The NFL is likely to discipline the Pats.
Who is this guy?
Patriots expected to be disciplined within 2 weeks for acknowledged gameplay.
That dude just gave a nice long look at me.
Because he probably heard you say, "Who is this guy?"
That was
really loudly.
Did I say it loudly?
You're like, "Who is this guy?" And then he just stared. I'm like, I'm just gonna be.
So that's weird. I just saw what you're talking about.
What happened?
The Patriots are essentially. It's saying the NFL is probably gonna discipline them, but yesterday,
the Bungles,
or a couple days ago, they were just saying that the NFL found in their investigation that there's no link to the football operations with the video crew. So why would they?
I think what they should do is kick the Patriots out of the playoffs before tonight.
And replace them with the Giants.
And replace them with the Giants. Send the Giants up there. Saquon's ready to go.
If the NFL was fully rigged against the Patriots, I still think they would never do that because,
there's no way.
The Patriots ratings, bro. The Patriots bring in so much.
I don't
even
think that would even matter. I think taking a team out the playoffs.
You know how many people want to watch
the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It could be the Cleveland Browns that go 16-0, but they cheated every game. But like, you can't take the best team in the NFL out the playoffs.
That guy that just walked in looked like Mike Del Grat, who's an MMA coach.
So. Just going at everybody. But
well, no, that's
how much longer do you guys? We got
like 15 minutes at most.
We're at 1:15, so we could
wrap up.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about some more rec basketball.
I thought you were gonna.
We can
betting odds came out of your mouth.
I would have hit the off button if you said betting odds.
If betting odds came out of your mouth, I would have said, okay, that's it for today's episode.
No, we don't.
Go ahead.
We don't get Coach Bonagura on ever.
I got a couple stories. I want to tell one baseball story, then we'll get into rec basketball real quick. So we're in this summer league one year playing baseball.
Most fun team of all time.
Somehow we get into the final, and we were not the best team in the league. I think it had to do with the coaching.
We were undefeated. We were undefeated again. This guy.
MJ, you were a system player. That's what your dad just said.
We're against Colchester, and Colchester was much better than us, and we had a real bad rivalry with them. Anyway, Greg Clark is at first base, and he's leading off.
I've heard some stories.
Speed demon.
And he's leading off. And the catcher throws to first base. Greg dives back in, and it hits his arm. And for some reason, Greg gets pissed. You remember this? Greg gets pissed.
Oh.
Next thing you know, Johnny Damajan.
This was the championship.
Johnny Damajan hits it off the right field fence. Greg is coming home. Now, I'm watching Damajan run.
Mm-hmm.
Greg comes around third base and cleans the ball wasn't even.
I love this idea.
Cleans the catcher's glove. But the ball wasn't even there.
Which is allowed in baseball, but not in 11-year-old summer league.
The ball was in the outfield. Okay.
And you know Greg.
So good.
You know Greg Clark's a freak athlete.
Greg comes at like 4.2 speed.
Oh, it was horrible. The next thing you know, I can't even explain what the Colchester fans were yelling. There was people. MJ explained it. There was people on the field.
Oh yeah, the Colchester parents were calling us pussies. It was bad. They just called the game and we went home.
Did you give Greg a high five?
We were coming back, and the umpire goes, I'm looking at Damajan, and the ump comes out and says, "Game's over. Montville's disqualified." I'm like, I didn't even see the play. Yeah. I heard about it afterwards, but I didn't even see what happened.
That's crazy.
They're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, it's
nasty.
Really
is that a lot? He's literally.
We're going crazy in here. I want to talk about rec basketball.
Okay,
we're going on.
So I'm gonna say one. Do you remember when we played in the Neil Holt tournament down in Waterford?
Yes, I actually was looking at the photos of my 2 minutes of play. I got that whole tournament.
But we're down there. We're playing this Neil Holt tournament.
We played Waterford.
We win the first game. We win the first game, and then we play this Waterford team that's obviously an AAU team. So let me tell you about this. If you were standing in line buying a ticket and you didn't have a seat yet, by the time you got to the seat, it was 16-0. Remember, those
rough.
Guys killed us.
That was like,
and I thought we had a pretty decent team, but they killed
We did. Our starting team was E-Man, Ryan, Nassim, KJ, and
or something.
And no, I-Man, not I-Man.
I thought Southard was on that team.
Yeah, he
Southard was on that
Southard.
team?
I'll find the photo. I have.
Who is
Chris Jaskowitz was on that team.
CJ was on.
Derek.
This is the team.
Whose house burned down? Whose house burned down?
Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac.
That's the
that's
team
right.
right
Isaac.
there.
That's right.
Isaac.
I have all these photos from these years.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
My bright orange shoes.
Oh my god, I remember those.
Those were pretty neat jerseys too.
Yeah, my messed up number on the back. My 2 that was like a.
Oh, this is the Darius killer.
Who is that guy? Is that Derek?
Right here.
That's like Derek before you even knew what weight was.
I didn't even recognize you, dude.
That's so.
He
long
drained
ago.
a 3 in an outstanding athlete's face.
No, Derek did have a point in that tournament. He did have 1 point.
Did I have a point?
I remember
I may have had a.
I remember
You had a free
remember
throw.
that?
You had a free throw.
I remember that because I went nuts when you made
You
the
had
point,
a free
dude.
throw.
I made the more impressive part is I made a free throw, not a layup, a free throw. That's like me making 3-pointers. That doesn't happen.
Remember that practice freshman year basketball? We were effing around, and you
my
shot like 20 3-pointers and made like 8 of them, and you were like, "Holy crap!" And they were like 8 in a row. I think.
Cookie had me doing free throws every single day, multiple times during practice, and me and Gavin would go back.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, Cookie, I made 2 out
Who
of
was
10.
Cookie? Jamie Cook?
Yeah.
Jamie Cook?
Yeah, Cook
I went
and
to high school with him.
Oh yeah. I actually went with Scotty, but Jamie was 2 years behind me.
yeah, that's his older brother, right? Yeah.
Is he still the freshman coach?
I don't know about. I think he was last year, but I don't know if he is anymore.
He wasn't a bad coach.
But
I think the best coach I ever had is still either
Coach
Heller,
Bonagura.
Heller, or I never had
That's because you didn't have me.
Bonzo. Heller was good, and then just because he was always about everybody.
He was the Belichick of rec.
Here's the thing about rec basketball, truthfully, with everything aside.
Kobalek was good too.
Here's the unfortunate part when you get into rec basketball. It's when you get to a level where kids are like in middle school and elementary school, you really have to know something about the game. if you're coaching t-ball, you don't need to know, but you have to know something about the game, because if you don't, you're not taking anything away from any parent that volunteers to be a coach, but I think you're doing kids a disservice rather than a service if you don't know anything about it.
You're correct.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I thought about maybe going to be one of those rec coaches, but I think it's better for me to go into wrestling.
When I have kids, I'll definitely 100%.
I might just do
100%. 100%.
I've been wanting to do like
Bonagura Legacy is so great in Montville. You cannot not do it.
I kind of want to do
have
one
like
for
a
fun.
6'2"
Like
son.
I kind of want to just like, because I just love fantasy sports so much. I kind of just want to like sign up and like just run my own team.
Draft kids,
dude. Dead ass. I'll draft kids.
Drafting
shit. I'll draft Jace next year. I'll do it next year, and I'll draft Jace. I'll be like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna like, I'll be Belichick.
We are at 120.
Imagine if
we broke the rules, man.
We could have played that.
We're a half hour past.
Remember when Cook? Because you signed up for that youth or for the Parks and Rec basketball in 9th grade.
Oh yeah, I should have stuck with that. I
didn't do it. I didn't sign up.
I played. I went to 3 practices freshman year for rec league, and oh my god, the level of play that I was at and the level of play that these other kids was at was. I should have played rec. I would have averaged 25 points a game if I played rec that year. It wasn't even fair.
Imagine me senior year.
It was literally all these little. It was all these little 7th graders, and I was just driving and laying up every time.
I'm just imagining me finally turning into a man, senior year, going to that rec league and just
destroying it.
I haven't even
40 points a game, not giving up a single.
I've been away from basketball for like 3 years, and I could go into a rec game. The next rec game that's played, put me in the starting lineup, I will score 29 points. Exactly.
In what league? 4th grade? The 4th grade league or the?
Give me the middle school
like
league.
Like the 7th to 9th.
No, they're all. But see, the problem.
I'm 21 years old and I will score 40 points in a 7th grade basketball game.
The problem is
remember that movie scene? Remember when we made JV our senior year?
We dominated JV our senior year.
Oh my god.
Wedding Crashers.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
I understand.
Any Vince Vaughn movie's great, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up soon.
Yeah, we're just having fun memories. With
honestly,
Coach
we're just
Bonagura.
enjoying this. Like the past 2 podcasts.
So listen, we got it. We can't get through this without the legend of Harry Zingo, right? We can't do this.
We can do it. Yeah, Harry Zingo will close it out.
So here's the legend of it, and it is a little inappropriate, but
oh no,
good
things at the end of the podcast.
We're up at Pine Grove.
Bean dip.
We're up at Pine Grove, and I don't even know how this happened, but MJ is a couple steps ahead of me. I decide to there it is. Yeah, Pine Grove. Is that against?
Pine Grove?
Oh, now you're doing free advertisement.
Pine Grove is not a sponsor.
It's not Pine Grove anymore. Pine Grove doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's a different
merch. We can make.
So anyway,
Pine
Grove Pine.
We're sitting there, and MJ is about 3 steps above me. For some unknown reason, I don't know. Maybe I had a few beers or something. I go and I take my finger and I go, Harry Zingo, and I stick it in the crack of his ass. Okay. He jumps, and then it took on legendary status. And how do I know that? I'm leaving football practice one day when he was in middle school, and I see Anthony Satiro. Anthony Satiro says, "Hey, do you know what a Harry Zingo is?" And I'm like, now my attention's. I'm like, really? This guy knows what a Harry Zingo is? He goes, yeah, it's when you stick your finger up somebody's ass. I'm like, so that's the legend of it. I don't know if it's legend, but it's a legend in my mind anyway.
It is a legend. The legend of the Zingo.
So.
Wow. This has been a fun podcast. I think.
Is anybody gonna watch it? I think it'll be entertaining.
We're gonna have Mike on it. We're gonna have.
I'm gonna pay so many bots to watch this so it can
every
boost
time.
My
so it can go.
No, we've been getting a fair 80. A fair 80 views.
No,
the fakers went away.
Yeah.
80 people. I don't even have that many people as friends. I barely even have double-digit friends.
Dude, if I had 80 friends, it would probably be because
I think
I'm
somebody
famous.
subscribed from like China. They were so impressed.
T-Series.
It's just because, like I said, how many bots I gotta pay. My work checks are going to paying for this podcast. How do you think we ran out
We're
this
gonna
room?
wrap it
Dude,
up.
can I just ask you before we wrap up? Have you thrown anybody out of the Scorpion? Oh,
They won't.
Oh no! Now everyone knows.
Have you thrown anybody? Have you put anybody in a hold or anything? Or
I know.
They don't let you, right?
We
They get too scared. They're like, don't hurt him.
No, we they say I'm still. They think I'm still green. That just means that they don't think I know the right situation.
You're like a puppy now.
But they don't necessarily know that I fight for every day.
that's
You didn't tell 'em that?
No, they know.
That's your advantage, dude.
That's like so.
They'll come out.
You should literally tell them that you're trying to become a trained
No, they know.
killer.
They know because we talked about this different fighting stuff, and so they usually because they don't want everyone over there because then a situation happens somewhere else. If everyone's over in this area, something's gonna happen over in this area. And it's just not gonna. It's just gonna. It breaks down. So usually I'm one of the last guys over there because they tell. I don't know why they tell me last.
Quick.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Quick bouncer story before we go. My brother used to be a bouncer at September's. I can say September's because September's is long.
My mom used to go there every weekend.
Long been out of business. So my brother was a bouncer there. Comes out in the parking lot one day. This woman's getting beaten up by her boyfriend. Now this is way back, early '90s. So my brother puts the guy in a headlock. Now my brother's much bigger than me, much stronger than me.
It's a big show.
And puts him in a headlock. He does look like the Big Show, actually, not as big, but puts him in a headlock. What do you think happened next, Eric?
Got kicked in
The woman went into her purse and hit my brother on the top of the head with an Aquanet hairspray. The women used to have this big hairspray and hit him right on the head with that. So just be careful. Keep eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah, that's why we have plenty of police outside that place. So
Whenever
I
a
don't
bar
have to
fight
deal with
happens or like a stabbing, that's when you'll come in. That's when you're gonna
most likely
shine.
be working at another place during the summer where I'll actually have to take care of business.
Well,
And
hopefully
so,
by the summer.
And hopefully by the summer I'm making millions. And
Well, not even. Hopefully by the summer you got. Hopefully by the summer. Hopefully by the summer you got one AMI fight under your belt,
if I don't,
or you'll be getting ready for it.
yeah.
All right,
Dana White's on the phone here.
We're at like 1:30 now.
All right.
This has been a fun episode, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry it's so long. It's okay.
We have
Nobody will probably get to this point
we
anyways,
have
but I
Trevor
apologize.
Lawrence of Rec Basketball in our presence actually.
And
If you got to this point, drop a comment and we'll give away something to you.
we'll like your comment.
We'll like your comment. We'll give you Arizona.
There we go. I was just about to say that.
and I'll be back in the world.
We're gonna-
I'll be
Mike
back.
will be back. Spam. We want Mike, and we'll bring him back.
I'm going to spam it on so many different accounts. Just so it's
Alright.
just
We
me.
got so much more to talk about. We'll get
So
to it.
much more.
No
And
Joey.
we
Mike.
will see
No,
you.
who's that guy?
We'll see you next week.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye now.
That was a good